Hey geeks, welcome to another edition of Geek Culture Unboxed.
Really
I am
unboxed. Diego.
Woo!
Talk about unboxed.
Devastator. Constructicons merge to form Devastator. We have in the house for you. We've been talking about it for practically years. We told people when the prototypes were shown, we were gonna get this bad boy. We weren't kidding. We weren't kidding. Here he is in studio. Thank you to Danny from Imaginarium. Thank you to Imaginarium Arts. Thank you to Big Bad Toy Store for getting us to us in one piece.
Yeah.
It arrived. It had some minor defects from production that I'm sure Danny will take care of, but it had some production flaws. But other than that, it arrived on the pallet in giant boxes. You guys may see the picture. I may put it on here. This thing is a beast. It has to have a sturdy base. We went through a couple of pedestals that I had and in different variations trying to see what would fit because I actually wanted a little higher. It had to be on this. So that's also why we don't have our traditional 360. We would literally have to put this together on the 360 table, then take it all apart and put it on a base so that we could sit here and talk about it. But
you're like, God, no, I'm not going to do that again.
Diego's still trying to decide, as much as he loves it, does he want it here in the studio? I can see it in his eye, but he's like, damn, the thing is big. Look at this. And the funny thing, you've never seen her on camera, and I'm not going to put the picture on there. This thing is literally almost the size of Diego's wife. I took a picture. Her head's like right here.
Again, that's with the base. No, I mean,
21 inches. 21 inches.
Yeah, the pedestal.
Give it to us, Diego.
Give it to us. Well, here he is. Here goes the piece. Man, golly, it was a beast, and putting it together, I think it was a little bit more difficult than what we did for the last night. I mean, not the last night. The last when we did Prime One. The Prime Optimus. Golly, man,
that's about 3 years ago. Go back in our YouTube.
Was it
about
3 years? Like
three to 4 years ago. Go back before the studio was painted. And we have Prime 1, and we're setting that thing up, and that thing had so many pieces. And I don't remember who had more. It felt like this one was more of a pain.
Yeah, this was more of a pain. But my God, what we love about it is how close it is to the G1 Devastator. It's not accurate. It's not completely accurate, but it is very, very close. And for the size of it, it is amazing. And if you have the space, I totally recommend getting it. Man,
the space in the bank account.
in the bank account. Now, it does cost you a pretty penny. It's going to be $3,400 now
on bbts.com.
Now, again, the shipping is also another thing you need to be aware of, guys. When it does come in, they gave out warnings to us. Like, what was it?
It comes in on a pallet. All they will do is drop it off on your driveway. Yeah. You got to get it in your garage or in your house. And let me tell you, it comes shipped on a pallet in 2 boxes. The bottom box has 2 boxes. So in total, there are 3 boxes for Devastator. The bottom box, me and Diego, we lift weights, and we could barely budge that. So
by ourselves. Yeah. Together we can do it. But I'm just saying, by ourselves, you are going to need help.
Yes.
But let's get into it. I'm excited to get into this piece. Okay. So, what do you want to talk about first?
There's so much.
There's so much to this piece. You almost want you can get the scrapper, you can get the Mixmaster, scavenger, long. We'll probably be here for a while, guys. So
this is gonna be a long review.
Bear with us, okay? But we're gonna try to make it exciting. Okay, so what you start off first is the base. The base, my God, itself is like what? About good? What? I was what? 20
where's
pounds?
it here? Oh, the base? No, the base is not 20 pounds, Diego. The base is close to 50, 60 pounds. We don't have a scale.
Yeah.
But from the tip right here to the end, I'm looking at 37 inches. I can tell you that this base that I had custom made is 36 in diameter. So it's about 1 inch more, and this thing barely fits on there. It's got a little hang off on the front, but it is sturdy. It's reinforced on the inside. Oh, excuse me. It is huge. It is heavy. Like I said, Diego and I work out. We both held it up. The base has to at least be 50 pounds, if not more. That is heavy. This is number 53, right?
54.
53 or 54 of 100. The picture is on the base. Yeah. We'll show you when we put it in the video. The legs each weigh about 20 pounds each. Those are some heavy legs.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I wanted to say. I love this piece. I appreciate that Imaginarium did it in resin. But what I know a lot of other collectors would want, because there's a lot of collectors that would love this. You guys, I'm sure you guys are going crazy looking at this thing. Somebody make it out of PVC. Some sturdy PVC that won't break or crack when you drop it, and it's so much lighter and more affordable. If this thing was done in PVC and the price was, let's go with 800. I don't want to lowball you, so let's say 800, and you've got almost 85% of the detail that this has in PVC, I think you would sell a lot more. I think 800 is manageable for a lot of collectors in this size, in this scale, in this detail, without all these extra little parts that we had to put together that are fragile. I think collectors would like that more. I know I would, because you know, this is $3,500 sitting here, and it makes you nervous.
Yeah, it does. Just putting these bad boys
the shoulders on.
I mean, we were just like, every time we put something on there, or if it connected, when the magnets connect, it felt like something was chipping. And you're worried about it. You're like, am I breaking something? and you don't know. You don't know. If it's gonna, if you are cracking something. So it's a very delicate piece. Just as big as it is, as massive it is, it's very delicate.
Another thing we want to highlight is not all parts that you connect have numbers on it, but there are certain parts. And so we want to advise you, if you have a part that is numbered and the peg hole is numbered, make sure it's the right number. If it is incorrect, do not force it. Do not put it in there.
And a good example, we're going to have it right here. We have this wheel right here. This wheel is supposed to connect right in here. However, this number does not match that number. And if we even try to go and put it in, this is too big for that hole.
Yep.
So
yeah, this wheel is B36. This hole is B28. The other hole is B27. We got sent the wrong wheel. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. I know Danny Lim is going to take care of it.
So again, we didn't want to break it. And we didn't want to, because we're afraid of whatever damage that we're going to do. I don't want to do any. I didn't want to do anything else to this bad boy. So I mean, what I like about the piece, how close, or how close it is to the cartoon. Not the Michael Bay one that that we all hate, but but how close it is to the original. Now again, this is not G1. This is the legacy of the legacy of Cybertron version. As you can see here, there's the head to the to that legacy of Cybertron. We went with this head because we want it gave it more of that G1 look. And that's what we like. We want that G1 look.
And the eyes do light up. Unfortunately, they didn't come with batteries, and we didn't have any extra batteries to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, we had two, but I think it needs what, total of three or four?
Yeah, it needs three
or four. Yeah, so again, it's very close to the G1, not cartoon accurate, but very, very close. As you can take a look at Scrapper right here. As we know, Scrapper, this is their version. I'm used to the legs, where his arms are the legs. They don't have it.
They did something different.
Yeah, they did something different. Mixmaster, I do like Mixmaster. However, I'm used to the wheels right over here. Of course, Scavenger looks perfect. I like Scavenger. And I like Bone Crusher. And I do Hook's a little bit different. But not too much different. Of course, you got Longhorn here. I think for me it was just more the feet. You got Scrapper, the leader, and then you got Mixmaster, which kind of threw it off a little bit for me, but not so much. I can deal with it. Anything? Yeah.
No, do you remember when Danny had sent us early pictures of it on the paint? And he was asking us about the window. Was it you that had said that it needed more? It needed to look more rusty, more dirty. Do you remember that? I had sent you and I told you, hey, Danny said the windows aren't going to be plastic. They're going to be cast. And you were looking at the overall paint And I love the actual rust. You know, they looked used, they looked worn. I'm just trying to remember that conversation.
Like what I like about it, it looks like these guys have been through work. Not necessarily battle, but like they've actually been out in the dirt. Been work. Whatever work they're doing. Yeah, construction that they're doing. But again, this is more of the legacy of Cybertron. Again, they were friends with the Guardians.
Of the Galaxy?
No. No, the Guardians, Omega Supreme. They were kind of buddies. And
Omega Supreme is how much bigger than Devastator? Well, he's like a base, right?
Together, it's combined. Devastator and Omega Supreme are on par.
Same par.
But when the Constructicons are smaller, of course,
Omega Supreme's bigger.
Yeah.
And again, this is going to be a long video. Hang around with us. We want to show you kind of the evolution of Devastator from a collector's perspective. We've got about 5 or 6 pieces we want to show you next to this bad boy. How we started 20 years ago. Boom, we first had this piece, and this piece that led up to this piece. And I really don't see anybody out doing this. Maybe somebody, Imaginarium, somebody else doing this in PVC, but anybody doing this bigger in resin, I don't see it.
When we had those big pieces, it was called fiber resin.
Yeah, fiber resin.
Yeah, fiber resin, which was cool because it was lighter. Well, you know what?
Well, hold on. Let's take it back. Yeah. So let's take it back. For those of you guys, or those of you geeks, I'm sorry, that have been with us all this time, at Alamo City Comic Con 2, at the front of our booths, on these very pedestals, we had 2 Transformers. We had Optimus Prime, and we had a Megatron. Now, Megatron is actually the biggest Transformer we've ever had, the biggest statue we've ever had, at 52 inches. So this guy is 43, up all the way to the top right here. That's 43 and 3/4. Megatron was actually 52 inches. Now, the thing that Diego was talking about Megatron, he was made out of fiber resin. He was very light, very easy to put together, very easy to transport, very easy to ship too.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to worry about breaking anything. And I would like this. I love this statue, don't get me wrong. It's just heavy and fragile, and one little crack, one little mistake, and this thing could be devalued significantly. So I'd like for them to consider fiber resin because it was so much easier to work with, so much more durable. Yeah. And that's what Diego's talking about. But yeah, Megatron, and we still have access to it. We don't own it, but we have access to the collector that does.
Yeah, I mean, I gave those things because they were just so
big.
They were just so big. But so let's get into the pieces right here, because the thing is, like what made this very, very difficult and what made us very concerning is that you may think, okay, this is actually one big piece. No, it's not. This right here comes off. This right here comes off. It actually comes off this arm. The arm, of course, you got your arm. This right here comes off. The head comes off. This hook right here, or this crane, actually comes off. This bone crusher, what is this called? I forgot what it's called in real life. But you got this. That comes off. Then you got the mechanical.
The arms that hold it. They come off.
The levers, or the pistons. Yeah, no, not pistons.
I don't know.
Damn it.
and then the actual vehicle, that's his shoulder pad, that comes off.
Yeah, that comes off.
The arm comes off. The hand with the gun comes out.
Then you get on long haul, or also still on hook. You got these flaps, and then you got flaps. You got mud flaps. Then you got tires that come off. You got these tires that come off. You got lots of tires. Now the very delicate part are these ladders on Mixmaster. They come off, and then you got this part that it comes off. So you have all these little tiny parts. It's very fragile. Now, one thing that Imaginarium did great, and what Danny did great, thank you for the extra ladders, because these little things where they hook in, they are very, very fragile. They're delicate, and Lewis and I were like, don't push it in, don't push it in, don't force it, don't force it, because you may snap something, and it is so fragile. So again, we're getting down to to pieces. Again, the wheels come off. Now, Scrapper and Mixmaster were the hardest things to put together. Not so much Scavenger and Bone Crusher. They were just more tedious, to put. But my God, Scrapper and Mixmaster, were a beast.
I'm looking at the grill. and the way that it's cast and painted, the grill looks used and abused, and I like that.
Yeah.
It's just the minor touches.
Yeah. So, you know, going back to Mixmaster, you got these exhaust pipes. They come off as well. And then of course you got scrapper over here. These pistons and these shocks. That's what I was gonna say.
Shocks.
Yeah, these shocks. Okay, you know, it comes off, you know, of the loader. There you go.
Is that what it's called, the loader?
Yeah. The front loader and all that. And, you know, everything's in small pieces. I am telling you, if you decide to get this piece, are they still available?
Yeah, they're still available at bbts.com.
If you decide to get it, you're gonna have all these areas where they have little pieces. And you know what? I think that was the main flaw of this, because yeah, you look at it, and if you're not mat savvy, if you're not used to putting, you know, figures together, it is going to be quite difficult.
Watch the YouTube videos. We didn't do it for you because there's plenty of guys out there that show you piece by piece put together. We decided not to bore you with that. That would have made this thing like an hour long.
Yeah. Again, I know for a lot of you just want to see it as, you know, size. That's why we stand right next to it. You're like, look at those guys, man. They're 5'7", 5'8", and it's almost towering them. So now another flaw, again, this was probably talked about. I'm going to do it right here. Is this little crane right here?
You want to be on the lookout for some magnets that either have reverse polarity and they don't stick to where they're supposed to, or they're loose.
Yeah. So if you come over here, the camera guy is going to come over here. As you can see, it has that little wiggle. Mm-hmm. So just be aware of it, that the magnet is not strong. I mean, it's strong right there, but you can see it still has that wiggle. We've always been this proponent. Make sure the magnets are strong
when you produce these things.
Especially when you have an item like this, and when you have so many. Like when I put in this crane right here, it was strong. It's solid. When you put in the tires, strong. You know, we like that because that gives it that solid feel. Doesn't make us nervous as compared to, you know, these shoulder pads, you know, where Bone Crusher and Scavenger sit. You know, it's kind of scary. But an amazing piece, guys, amazing piece. Now, one that I can actually say phenomenal.
The level of detail on it is just mind blowing. The size is captivating. Yeah. You have this in any room. Comparison, I'm trying to think. Again, we're going to show you the evolution. You'll see different sizes, but out there on the market, I mean, this is one of the biggest things, other than life size. But you know, we're talking Transformers here, dude. I don't know anybody that has a life size Transformer piece. So we're not talking superheroes or anything, but just the level of detail. After we get done reviewing this, even though it's late, we're going to sit down and just take it in because it's just amazing. Congratulations, Imaginarium.
Great work. I mean, you know, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Everybody, you're like thinking, man, that's a 10. You know, well, again, for us, it's just the little pieces that bring it not to the, not to a 10.
Not to perfect.
Yeah, not to a perfect. If it was like easy to assemble, now as far as detail, it's a 10.
Oh hell yeah!
You know, it's a 10. You know, as far as detail, as far as freaking, you know, just awesomeness, 10. Now, as far as overall, I'm going to give it a 9 just because of the amount of pieces, and there's some pieces that, again, if you're going to ship it to me, I shouldn't worry about wrong pieces, you know, that, you know, getting shipped to me. Mm-hmm. But again, Danny's always been good to Lewis.
Very good with us.
Yeah, he's been a very good, and he's an excellent owner. And we can't knock them. It's just like it
happens. It was somebody at the factory.
Yeah, hell, it's probably something. Yeah.
When we put the legs together, there was a piece of tape said number 43 on there.
Yeah, we're like, what?
I thought that was funny. We don't get that very often.
Yeah. Oh, so another thing, when I was telling the guys, I said, hey man, they look at all the details. They got the rear view mirror, but when it comes to the windshield wiper, it's just like a line. I was like, well wait a minute. You should have put it like I won't say an actual windshield wiper, but maybe just something that resembles a windshield wiper. Because you get on this, even on Scavenger you have it, even on Mixmaster, you can even on Bone Crusher. So again, what I love about it is the detail. Detail is a 10. Just the awesomeness is
scale.
10.
Scale is 10.
Imaginarium, Danny, man, y'all did some freaking awesome work. But it's painstaking just because of all the little pieces.
The weight and the pieces.
That's what just brings it down to a 9 or a 9.5. I'll give it a 9.5 for that.
And then there are two other things. When you're putting it together, we have this on the 21-inch pedestal that we're putting together. There's 3 of us, and all of us hit our heads coming up one thing. Put this higher, put it at waist level so that you're not bumping into it trying to get up. Because we were down here messing, trying to put in tires and the covers, and we got up and accidentally hit it. So just that to be aware of. The other thing, and I've gotten questions about this online. So people are asking about this center one. We watched a review, and a guy had 3 poles here to stabilize it. Ours wasn't unstable. You get that first leg in, it's a little wobbly, but once you connect them at the hips, the wobble's gone. Same thing with the torso. You put the torso on, there's still a little wobble. Once you get the arms and, excuse me, and the shoulder pad in, that wobble's gone. So he's pretty stable once you get them all together. Yeah. They may be a little fidgety.
Yeah.
If you have everything constructed and he's still wobbly, I would be a little concerned. I may take it apart and retry it and make sure everything's...
Totally recommend, again, it took 3 of us, I guess you could say to put it together. Mm-hmm. Totally recommend, don't do this on your own. Mm-mm. Yeah, don't do this on your own. It may be minimum 2, but if you have a third friend, do it. But if you're a master at putting it by yourself, hey, more power to you.
More power to you.
Yeah, more power to you. But we recommend that you at least have maybe the minimum another friend, or if not, maybe 2 other friends. Just because of that, the stability when you put it, because when you're putting these arms, it tends to wobble. But just like Lou said, the minute you get everything together, it all balances out.
Yep.
The weight balances it out, and it's really good.
Which is a 10.
10, yeah.
That is to achieve this kind of connectability, this kind of modeling, and to have it balanced. Look at that pose. Look how it's kind of off balance. The engineering that went behind this, amazing. Now, what is surprising that I haven't heard Diego bring out, and I was thinking about this the other day, and luckily I remember right now. Diego, is there anything missing from each one of the Constructicons?
Are you talking about the sticker? Are you talking about the
there it is. Yeah. Right. The stickers are missing.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that I saw when looking at other people's.
And we're talking about the Decepticon symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Constructicons should have the Decepticon logo. No, it's not repetitive. No, it's not something that shouldn't be there. They should be there. And I tell you why. When Bay did the Devastator, when Bay did Devastator, the thing that got my attention was the individual Decepticon stickers. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be amazing. But then he formed that piece of trash that we all dislike. Yeah. So now that I actually have the real Devastator, that's the only thing missing. I'm like, where's the Decepticon logos? I love that it's right there, but I would like it to be on each one of them. Small nitpick,
Yeah.
Nothing to
again,
pout about.
Like to be toy accurate. Yeah, you want to do that. But when he actually formed, that was the only symbol in the cartoon.
I believe you, because it's a pain in the ass for the animators to catch that logo on each one of the ones as he's moving.
Yeah, but if you wanted to get cartoon or not toy accurate,
I want toy accurate.
You would have the Decepticon symbol on each one.
Yeah.
But to me, it's no big deal. Nah. Because again, this is what we're looking for, not the big one. We're looking for this badass right here. Mm-hmm. And again, what Lou had asked me, said, "Hey, is this the baddest of the combiners?"
Oh yeah.
And I said, as far as superiority, Bruticus is the baddest, but as far as design, he is the baddest.
Yep.
Man, it was just all the Constructicons. when it came to color and just him being the original one.
That's it. That's what works. Everything works. The grays of the metal, the green, the neon green with the purple highlights, it all works, which makes him aesthetically pleasing. Yeah. Bruticus is cool. What's the Aerialbot one? Superion, Menasor.
Like Superion and Menasor, like they were kind of boring. But what everyone loves about Devastator and Bruticus is just, is the individual. You can see every individual on this. You can see Scrapper, you can see Mixmaster, and just how you get the crane, and you get the front loader on Bone Crusher. It just you get Hook, right? You get the crane on Hook. That's what everybody loved about it. With Bruticus, you get Vortex. The helicopter, and you get all that. It's just you get all that design, and that's what makes them badass. That's what I love about them.
And the other thing we're talking about is just you see people's Prime 1 collections, and they've got Doomsday, and they've got Bane, and they've got the other 1/3 pieces, and we're such Transformer nerds. I was like, Diego, could you imagine? We wouldn't have it here. It's just too much. But if we had the space or a museum or something, and then we could have Devastator, Menasor,
Superion, Bruticus, Predaking, Defensor. What was it, Mike? What was the Computron? Yeah.
And Computron, all in this scale. Can you imagine what that would look like? It'd be extremely expensive because that's what 7 times 3,500.
You're looking at 21,000.
Over 21,000, like 25,000, man, $25,000. But dude, that would make such an epic display to have all of the combiners in this scale by Imaginarium. I don't want it by anybody else. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't want a Transformer by anybody else but Imaginarium.
Yeah, if you were to do all those combiners.
We've seen it from everybody else. We've seen Palisades. We've seen Hard Heroes.
You know what we forgot? We forgot the Railbots. I totally forgot about the Railbots.
And what do they form?
Do you remember what they form? You know what? For those, just comment on that. I don't remember what the Railbots form. I cannot remember because again, that's when they started getting into the Headmasters, and then I started getting older. I started, getting into girls by then.
We've seen PCS. We've seen XM. Now we haven't had XM in studio personally, but as aesthetically pleasing as they are, nothing compares to G1. I'm sorry, nothing compares to G1. That's why we're all in on Imaginarium. Eventually, I'll bring in XM just so we can review it, but Imaginarium has our heart and our soul and our wallet. And our wallet. I don't want anything else. The PVC, if somebody does this scale in PVC, I'll consider it.
Or fiber resin.
Or fiber resin, depending on who makes it and the level of detail, but for my collection, it's got to be Imaginarium.
Yeah, it's just the level of detail that they put in, the time, the level of detail, the paint work. And we didn't even talk about that. The paint.
We covered the rust.
Yeah, the rust. But it's just so spot on. You can see, how it's just even right here on when you get this metal, right? You can see the rust. You can see it's not so shiny. It just gives it that realistic look. And you can see, nothing, right here on this head. Yeah, it gives it that worn look. But again, it just gives it that metal, like he's been somewhere. He's not just all shiny and brand new.
Yeah. And again, like I said, stick around. In a few minutes, we're going to go over, again, from smallest to biggest that's been in our collections, kind of show you the evolution of how we got to this big bad boy from where we started. Just a fun little trip down memory lane. It won't take long, just a couple pictures. And then, of course, we'll show you side by side with Jazz and one of the Seekers, just so you can see the scale. And you got to remember, Imaginarium's initial plan when they had revealed that they were doing Devastator was the smaller Transformers and Decepticons were actually supposed to be a diorama around it. Now the bases don't interlock, but you were supposed to be able to pose it next to it, so it kind of looked like they were coming at Devastator. And the only one whose base doesn't work with that is Optimus Prime, who we turned into Nemesis. His just doesn't work with the whole thing, but Jazz does, and none of the Seekers do either, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, so anyways,
you know what I didn't even notice? I mean, I just noticed it right now. That Devastator has these boosters that if he can lift off. Yeah, that's cool.
Is that G1 though? Talk to me.
No, it's not G1.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he flies like Wonder Woman or better than Wonder Woman?
He doesn't even fly at all.
Neither does Wonder Woman.
Remember, she's supposed to leap
and fall with style.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, we're still reading over WW84.
Yeah.
So as soon as Diego said he's got boosters to lift off,
I was like, oh wow. But again, overall, a really, really good piece. If you have the space, if you have the money, and if you have
do it.
And if you have the loved one that will actually let you have it, it's like this is a total recommend. I would recommend getting it. Don't hesitate. As you can see right here,
there's only 100 pieces made.
Yeah,
don't hesitate.
And it's still available.
bbts.com.
I recommend highly getting it again if you have the money, if you have the space, but
you do.
Yeah,
I know you do.
You can find it. This would be like one of those like, what the hell is that? There it is, guys. I mean, wow.
We've been waiting a long time for it. We finally got to do it with you.
You know what we can't wait for? What we can't wait for is for this damn pandemic to freaking be over. That way we can actually display it at a damn show.
And you can see it in person.
See it in person. And, I just wish you could see what we feel right now.
The detail, the height.
Yes.
Trust us. You're going to love this movie.
You know what we're actually anxious for? Not so much... Because we're not anxious to put this bad boy together, again. What we're anxious is to man, just imagine what the faces on other people when they come into the show, just to holy crap, and just the excitement on adults' faces, kids' faces, and just what the family faces.
Yeah, people that aren't even familiar with Transformers, man, I didn't watch Transformer growing up. When you see this, you'd be like, damn, that's badass. What is that from? Transformers Generation 1. And so that, and Diego's right. We miss you guys. We miss all you guys. We miss setting up. It's a lot of work, a lot of effort to go into these booths and put up these statues from all these different companies to show you. But we love it. Why? Diego just said it. The look on your guys' faces, the amazement, the hype. You're like, oh my gosh, where did you get this from? And then those collectors. I always love those collectors. How much you want for it? Well, this is... Because we're not a retail store. We don't sell this stuff. We work with retail store, bbts.com. We work with them to sell this stuff, but if some of the stuff is our personal stuff, so if you want it, we have our let it go price. That's the fun part. Well, this is what we're looking for. The art of the deal.
Yeah.
The art of the deal.
No, we're not gonna sell this for $2,000.
No.
But by no means. I mean, what I always try to do, I always try to get my money back. It's like, I bought it for $3,400. I want $3,400. I go, but don't lowball me. $2,000. Oh, no. If you're gonna do that,
keep walking.
Keep walking, or not. Go get yourself something that you can afford.
Hey, I tell you what, they can have it for $2,000. We'll just take this hook and we'll take this one and this one. There you go. You can have that. Oh, and I'm keeping the extra head.
We all we want really is to get the money back, because we know that whoever wants it, it's gonna go to someone who actually wants it.
A collector.
It's gonna go to someone good. We're not one of those guys. Hey, we want $7,000. No, okay, you're raping me.
You're giving away my price. So, we're happy to share this with you. Stay tuned for a few minutes more, and thanks for being part of the culture. We'll see you geeks next time. All right, so we're back, and so we've set up a little table so that we could show you. I wanted to show you side by side. I wanted you to see scale, and automatically you see the Palisades Devastator to the Imaginarium, and you're just like, toy reality. Yeah. But one of the smallest ones I have. This is certainly not the smallest Devastator made. There was an Angry Birds Devastator, and I'm sure there's even probably one of those little Hasbro Hero Devastators, which is like 2 to 3 inches. So this is certainly not the smallest, but it is the coolest. It was Hasbro, and what was it? I have most of that line. I love that line. That was an early line.
Here we got the Heroes of Cybertron. It's just a little desktop figure that you could put on. As you can see, see right here, boom.
Don't dent my car, damn it! That thing was meant. And then collect all 6 parts to build Metroplex, which you can see, Metroplex's arm in there. And I'm sure I have the other ones to collect it. There you have on the back. I have most of them. So that's pretty cool. All right, put that right there. And then we have
Robots in Disguise, Devastator. This is what came out late 90s, early 2000s.
2006 is what it says on the back of the box.
Again, of course, me being already an adult, I didn't pay attention to this, but as you can see, the detail is nowhere near the original. I mean, it's very similar, but you have Hook right here. It's a different color. You have looks like Scavenger, a gray.
And even the head, look at the head. It's
you got 2 hooks in my opinion. You got Hook and Hook, right? And then I'm like, where's Mixmaster? I don't see a Mixmaster, unless that's him, right?
Let's see what it says on the back. It actually says Bone Crusher, Hightower, Scrapper, Long Haul, Scavenger, all form Devastator. Now, I've had this in my collection for a long time. It's in really good condition. Will I part with it now that I have the big boy? I'm not sure. I'm kind of considering it because I don't like that it doesn't have Mixmaster, and I don't like that it's got a gray and the black.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, but I've had it for so long, and it's in such great condition. Then we have the Palisade statue. Now, Palisades was one of the few people next to Hard Hero that did a pretty good job. A lot of fans like their work. They're highly sought after. This is actually number 10 of like 420 something. The only issue that we had with it is that the pegs don't fit in the holes properly. And if you stretch it, you're most likely going to crack it or break it. So I just leave it alone. Then there's like a warp in the hook. But other than that, it was cool for the time. It got us till today. And again, that's what we're showing you. Where did we start at? We had the little one. Then we had this one in 2006. Then we had this one. Next,
of course, I started off with my G1, which I still have.
Diego has it. He didn't break it out for the review. He had all week to prepare for it. He didn't even think to break it out. But Diego still got the G1.
Yeah, the G1.
You have the boxes too?
No. I mean, I have the because it came out, not the refurbished, but the reissue. Yeah. Was it 2 years ago? I think?
Okay.
Yeah, or like a year ago.
No, but you're saying you have the original one from 19.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1986. All my little, I don't have the boxes, but I have the original.
That would have been so nice for this review. Anyways, so we wanted to show you this. So next we're gonna bring up the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one by Hasbro and the Toy World.
Toy World, yes.
And we're gonna show you that. And you know what? I'm gonna leave this one up here just for size because it just looks cool. Display it together. So we're back, and now this time we have the Hasbro. San Diego exclusive.
Yeah, this is San Diego exclusive. We still have the Palisades out.
Just because it looked cool with all of them. And then we have the Toy World, which honestly, if I didn't have this big bad boy, I would want the Toy World. The Toy World is freaking awesome. Yeah. Now, we're gonna talk about a few things here and there. One of the things I was telling Diego off camera that's cool is that the Toy World and the Hasbro are very close to the neon green here. I can't really say that I like this neon green, but I do love the purple chrome accents. And if he had more of a purple and the chrome, I'd really love this piece. But compared to everything in here, this one right here.
Yeah, if you could hug it, if you could hug it.
But cameraman's getting in, showing you some of the details. One of the cool things about it that I didn't know, the tracks move on this thing. This is Diego's, and I always admire it every time I'm over here. But the track moves, the detail in the Toy World is cool. And it's a third party, right, Diego?
Yeah, it's a third party, It's a third party. Again, if it's still available, if you're still available to purchase it, again, just looking at it, it's $500. $500, but if you try to get it on like on eBay, you know how those guys are going to try to get some other outrageous price, or if someone's willing to sell a used one at even less, get it. I like it just because again the size of it is more ideal to display or not. It fits in the Besta perfect. Yes. And again, if you're just joining us, following us, Besta is actually a product from IKEA. I don't know if the cameraman can actually zoom over there. That's what the Besta is. Yeah, that's if it's perfectly inside that in
little cabinet.
Yeah, the little cabinet, and it gives you that much space.
They're about 23 inches tall on the inside.
Yeah, so it fits perfectly. So that's what I love about it.
Now Diego mentioned sale on eBay. Now that I have this big boy, I'm definitely getting rid of this one. I might get rid of this one. If you guys are watching and you're interested, just leave a message in the comments. Hey, email me or send me a private message, or we'll ask us for our email and we'll send it and we can talk, taking these off our hands, because I definitely don't need the Palisades anymore.
Yeah, you don't need this
or the Hasbro.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, this one's Diego's. If I could have it, I would. So in love, so in love. I just sit here and look at the detail. I could sit here all day, but Diego's gonna have to keep
But
me
again,
out.
it's like to each his own, and whatever you can afford. I don't know how much was this one, or
when it came out, it was just under 200.
Yeah, I don't know what people are selling for, but what Lewis likes about this, and if the cameraman can get it, is that each individual, as you can see, Bone Crusher, Hook, Scavenger, Long Haul, each one of them has their own sticker, their own Decepticon symbol, and some people like that. I don't care for it.
Diego's indifferent, but I like it.
Yeah, but because some people like it.
Because when they start out, before they merge, they all have their individual symbols.
Yeah, their individual symbols.
And I'd like for them to have kept that. And I would have loved that on the statue.
And if what I love about the toy world, it is very close to G1 accurate. I love that Scrapper has his feet, his hands as his feet. The tracks, as Lewis was talking about, the tracks. When it came to Bone Crusher, this was one thing. Hey, how come the tracks are the
wiggling,
same, our neon color, or our neon color, are the same color? Shouldn't they be like a black or metal as we see in the real world? No, that's how actually the toy came, and that's actually how he is in the cartoon.
Wow.
Same thing with Scavenger. He has purple tracks, it's very cartoon accurate, as you can see over here.
It's the same over there.
Purple tracks, neon green, tracks. Very cartoon accurate. Each one, it all depends on which one you want, how much you want to spend. But this is why we do it. This is why we say, hey, look, here it is. What do you want to spend?
This is what's out there.
Yeah,
and how much?
This is what's out there. Fortunately, we're able to afford this, and we're able to show you this. But we want you to spend smart, because again, we're married too. And
married with children.
Yeah, we're married with children, and we know we know what we can buy, but we also have wives. It's so they'll tell you no, and you know what?
It's a necessary evil.
So when I got this one, my wife was like, yeah, okay, you can, it's a good size. Yeah.
But when she saw this one, she said,
"You're crazy."
Oh man, that's
crazy. So but what was great about this one is that yes, each one does come off. Each Mixed Master, Scrapper, they all come off.
They deconstruct.
Yeah, and they do transform. So it all depends on what you want. Same thing here, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the Palisades and this one, they're statues, and that's what it is.
I'm trying to think of the one. I have a picture of my son when he's like 2 or 3 years old. I almost want to say it's that one, and we were putting it together. I remember that. I had them all apart, and we were putting it together to form Devastator.
Now, again, this one, this one is kind of, you see right here, it is kind of flimsy.
Yeah, compared to this one, this one's really sturdy.
That one has some weight on it. Of course, the statues, they have their own. But you can see it is flimsy. So I think that was one of the big things that when the San Diego Comic-Con, when it came out, it's like they were like, hey, it's kind of flimsy. It's not sturdy.
Yeah.
But that's why I went with Toy World. I mean, man, this has got some. It's very sturdy.
So,
but
again,
spend smart. But spend what you want. But we're encouraged. We love the detail on this one. We're not, like. God, I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed with this one. Every time I want to try to compare these to this, I can't.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It is such a beautiful piece. We want to thank you guys for joining us. Again, thank you, Imaginarium, for giving us our childhood dreams. We've got a Devastator. I can't even give you like 1/3 scale, but it's just an epic piece. I'm happy to own it. Great detail. Thanks for bbts.com for always being there supporting us. Hey, we've got one more. 80s Tees.
Oh, yeah.
80s Tees. Thank you. We're always rocking our Transformers jerseys or jackets whenever we do a Transformer review. What else you got, D?
That's it, man.
For this edition of Geek Culture Unboxed, we will see you next time.